The world watches in silence as Russia unveils its most powerful weapons. A convoy of intercontinental ballistic missiles rolls across the asphalt, Russian flags waving, soldiers lined in precision. This is not just a parade, it is a statement, a challenge, a reminder to America, to NATO, to Europe, that Russia remains a military giant, ready to assert its power on the global stage. But what message lies behind this display, and how should the West interpret it? Today we take you deep into the heart of Russia's military power and uncover what this means for the future of global security. Every missile that rolls past, every soldier standing at attention, is more than just a show of force. For Russia, military parades are political theater. They are staged for two audiences, the Russian people at home and the rival powers abroad. At home, these events fuel national pride, projecting strength and unity. Abroad, they serve as a carefully designed warning. Russia is armed, organized, and unafraid of confrontation. The West, particularly the United States and its NATO allies, cannot afford to dismiss such displays. They are not empty rituals, but calibrated signals. While Europe debates defense spending and America navigates shifting global priorities, Moscow sends a message through steel and firepower. Russia is not going anywhere. The centerpiece of this spectacle is the Intercontinental Ballistic Missile, or ICBM. Massive, towering above the trucks that carry them, these missiles represent Russia's most fearsome power. They are not built for conventional warfare. They are built for deterrence, designed to deliver nuclear warheads across continents. What makes these missiles significant is not only their destructive capability, but their strategic value. They are Russia's insurance policy, its ultimate guarantee that no foreign power will dare launch a first strike. In the doctrine of nuclear deterrence, possession is power. And Russia possesses one of the largest and most advanced nuclear arsenals on Earth. For the ordinary American or European watching the news, these missiles may feel like relics of the Cold War, but in the Kremlin's eyes, they are the foundation of national security. Against the growing presence of NATO forces near its borders, Moscow answers not with hesitation, but with overwhelming nuclear firepower. For Washington, London, Berlin, and Paris, the images of Russian missiles are not abstract. They are a direct message. Moscow is telling the West, we are still here. We are still strong. And if you pressure us, the consequences will be catastrophic. This is not an empty bluff. Russia's missile forces have been modernized over the past decade. Systems like the Yars ICBM, the Sarmat heavy missile, and hypersonic delivery platforms give Moscow options that the United States and NATO must take seriously. The parade, therefore, is more than military ceremony. It is strategic communication. By placing these missiles front and center, Russia signals to the West that despite economic sanctions, political isolation, and ongoing conflict, it retains the power to alter the course of history in a single strike. This puts Europe and America in a difficult position. How should the West respond? Should it match Russia with its own displays of power? Should it escalate military spending, putting more nuclear weapons on alert? Or should it seek diplomacy, hoping to reduce the chances of confrontation? The debate across Western capitals is fierce. In Washington, some argue that only strength can deter Moscow. They push for expanded missile defense, increased funding for the Pentagon, and a stronger NATO presence in Eastern Europe. Others warn that such moves will provoke Russia further, raising the risk of miscalculation. In Europe, the divisions run even deeper. Nations like Poland and the Baltic states push for stronger deterrence, fearing Russian aggression. But others, like Germany and France, remain cautious, wary of escalating tensions that could spiral out of control. The result is a fractured alliance, uncertain of how to respond to Moscow's bold military theater. To understand today's parade, we must look back to history. The image of missiles rolling through Red Square is not new. During the Cold War, the Soviet Union used such displays to project its strength to both domestic and foreign audiences. These parades were intended to remind the world of Soviet might and to instill a sense of awe and fear in its rivals. Today's Russia continues that tradition. For President Vladimir Putin, showcasing military power is not just about defense. It is about identity. It is about reminding the Russian people that their nation is still a global superpower, even in a world dominated by economic giants like the United States and China. The symbolism resonates deeply in Russian culture. Military strength has long been tied to national pride, and so these parades serve as a powerful tool of statecraft, blending military necessity with political theater. The implications of these displays reach far beyond Russia's borders. For the United States, they serve as a reminder that despite America's technological edge, nuclear deterrence remains the ultimate equalizer. For Europe, they highlight the fragile balance between security and escalation. And for the rest of the world, they raise a chilling question. What happens if deterrence fails? The danger is not only deliberate war, but accidental miscalculation. History is full of examples where small mistakes led to massive consequences. In a world where nuclear-armed nations stare at each other across tense borders, even a single misstep could trigger catastrophe. This is why the parade matters. It is not merely about missiles and soldiers. It is about the delicate, dangerous balance of global power. While Russia showcases its missile power, the United States and Europe are investing heavily in next-generation technologies. Hypersonic weapons, artificial intelligence-driven drones, cyber warfare, and space-based defenses are reshaping the battlefield of the future. Yet, despite these advances, nuclear weapons remain the cornerstone of global security. Missiles like the ones paraded through Moscow remind the world that no matter how advanced technology becomes, raw destructive power still commands respect. The future of warfare, therefore, will not be defined solely by drones and algorithms. It will be shaped by the uneasy coexistence of old and new, nuclear arsenals on one hand and futuristic systems on the other. This duality creates uncertainty, and uncertainty breeds danger. So, what should the West do? The answer is not simple. America and Europe must walk a fine line between deterrence and diplomacy. They must show strength without provoking unnecessary escalation. They must invest in advanced defenses while keeping open the channels of dialogue. For the United States, this means continuing to modernize its nuclear triad while working with allies to strengthen missile defense systems. For Europe, it means unifying its approach, bridging the divide between nations that want confrontation and those that prefer caution. Above all, it means recognizing that displays like Russia's parade are not just about military strength. They are about perception. They are about shaping the narrative of global power. And in that arena, words and images can be as powerful as weapons themselves. As the last missile rolls past and the soldiers march in perfect formation, the world is left with a haunting reminder. Russia's message has been delivered. The West has seen it. The question now is how America and Europe will respond. History has taught us that great powers rise and fall not only through wars fought, but through signals ignored. Russia's parade is one such signal. It is a statement of defiance, of power, of resilience. For the United States and Europe, the challenge is clear. Ignore it and risk underestimating Moscow. overreact, and risk plunging the world into a new era of confrontation. In the end, this parade is not just about missiles. It is about the fragile peace that hangs over our world, a peace that depends not on trust, but on fear, a peace that can vanish in a single moment. The world watches, the missiles roll on, and the future of global security hangs in the balance.